What if the reason you haven't been able to accomplish your goals is because you are spending too much time scrolling on social media, watching other people accomplish theirs? I didn't even realize how much time, energy, and mental capacity it took to just sit up and scroll until taking a real break from it. So I want to talk about how these last 8 months have completely changed my priorities and just my mindset around social media and how we can be intentional about knowing when it's time to take a break. So let's get into this video. One of the biggest things you realize when you take a break from social media is just how much other people around you are spending on social media. Because when you're not on there engaging and doing your thing, you kind of feel lonely, okay? And just because you decide to take a break from social media doesn't mean that everybody else is taking a break. So times you might want to be connecting or like talking. Other people are like, whatever, girl, yeah, I'm doing my thing over here on social media. And it can be kind of discouraging, and it can just make you want to grab your phone and do it as well. But it's like you literally have to focus and remember why you're taking a break. And it just opens your mind and shows you how easy it is to get consumed with the almighty scroll. So I was thinking about some of the reasons that we get caught up in social media, or, it just becomes so habitual for us. These are questions that I would like ask myself, or I would encourage you to ask yourself. Are you scrolling because it gives you an opportunity to take a break from a reality that you're not necessarily happy with? Do you feel like you just wasted a lot of time? Like, dang, man, I knew I shouldn't have been scrolling, and now you gotta catch up with the things that you were supposed to be doing. Like, I was finding myself doing that a lot. Like, I had all these plans for the day, but I'll get caught up in the scroll, and then now I haven't even accomplished my goals. I haven't had time to accomplish the things that I said I was gonna do that day. I think social media also started becoming a very big hit of validation for me. Like, I realized that I enjoyed people liking my stuff, or telling me how cute I was, or talking about how much the stuff I was saying was impacting them, or how much they love my stuff or my outfit and stuff like that. And just getting caught up in that, and that validation can be so addictive, especially if you don't have like a past of really being validated. Girl, you start getting a little validation, and all of a sudden, like, you want to share everything. But I think at the root of a lot of it, I really was wanting and like enjoying the validation that I was getting from social media. The thing about that is, when the validation stops, the good feelings stop, right? When you don't get as many likes, or you don't get as much attention for something, you kind of feel like, man, did I do something wrong? What's wrong with me? Or dang, I ain't got it. Or, those kind of feelings creep in because we want the good validation, right? Or we want the validation. So if you find yourself caught up in there, like, it might be a sign that, like, man, I need to get off and do some work within so I can really feel good whether I get it or whether I don't. One of the things I know that it did was like stop me from being present. I realized how much more I pick up on when I'm not scrolling all the time. Like, my son's mood, or like just little moments of holding my baby, or talking to him, or just, chasing him, or racing with him, or whatever, So just so many things I am able to be more present in by not always scrolling. And honestly, like, coming back to social media, that's something I'm gonna be super intentional about limiting myself, because it is so easy to get caught up in, y'all. Like, the day you guys are seeing this, I'm going back to social media on this day. And so, these are things that I've realized I'm going to actively be trying to work on myself. I ain't got it together. I'm just hoping that now, being aware of all these things, I can do a little bit better. When you're not on social media, if your mind is on social media, you're not really present. And so I want to be careful about that, because you miss out on so many moments or opportunities to like really parent your kids, or talk to your kids, or be with your kids, or be with your spouse, or just, pick up on them and what's going on with them, and be concerned for them and all those things when you are consumed. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to miss out, on these moments. I got a fear of missing out on these moments instead of a fear of missing out on what everybody else is doing in their life. So I think taking this break has also shown me the value of just being present in my own life and really enjoying my own life. Recognize that, like, you need to take a break, or you start getting on social media and feeling bad when you get off because you didn't do some things, or it was just too much going on, or you feel down because you're seeing so many negative things, like you have to just be real and say like, man, it's time for a detox. I don't know what that looks like for me because I'm not back yet, but I'm gonna try to be intentional about those times and take a day off or take a week off when I need to, just to reset and get my mind right. So, you know, a detox is necessary sometimes. So you can be like more appreciative and like, you know, just actually take in what's going on in your own life, because some of the things, some of the worries of other people and of the world will make you less appreciative for what you actually have going on really good in your life, because we're not putting our bad moments on social media. Like a lot of us aren't, right? And so even though we know that everybody's not sharing their bad moments, it still can make you feel like they have it so much better than you, but in reality you don't know that. And I think that's an attack of the enemy, a strategy of the enemy to make us less grateful and to make us less content with what we have and what God has blessed us with. So we really have to be careful about that, because I mean, it's easy to get caught up and start feeling like that. So a couple of ways that you know it's time for you to take a break is when you recognize that you spend more time scrolling than you do talking to your kids and interacting with your kids and your spouse. My iPhone users, you can see how much time you spent on the Facebook app or the Instagram app or TikTok in comparison to how much conversation you've had with your kids. Have I spent 2 hours on TikTok and then 10 minutes that day talking to my son? No, maybe I need to sit it down and have a conversation with my kid. Just go in his room and get on his nerves or something, you know? So if you recognize that that's a pattern, it probably is trying to show you that we're spending less time parenting and more time consuming things that are not going to help our children or help us in the long run. And so that's one of the measures that I'm taking. Another way to know you need a break is like you feel reliant on it. Without it, you feel a sense of loneliness, isolation, like you've lost something, fear of missing out on what's going on in everybody's life. Girl, I have not been worried about people's life in 2023, okay? I ain't been worried about it. I haven't been seeing it. Don't show it to me. I'm off social media so I don't have to see it. It has been my whole vibe and I have been loving it, okay? Because I got enough going on in my own life than to be worried about yours. So I'm not fearful of missing out. Now I'm literally fearful of missing out on moments with my own family. And so feeling detached when you come away from it is a sign that like, man, I need to get more in touch with like reality and like be content like in my own reality without kind of being everywhere on social media and focusing in on what's going on right here in front of me. Last thing I think is if you find yourself doing more comparison, like kids ain't the only one doing this, okay? We are grown adults who find ourselves comparing ourselves and our lives to other people just because we see what's going on over there. We don't know what's going on in the everyday life. And so I think it's just important to recognize, like, if you start comparing yourself to other people that maybe inspire you or motivate you, if you find yourself comparing in a negative way, then it may be time to take a break. I do that for myself. Like people that I look up to, if I find myself getting down because things are going really good with their business and not with my business, and it starts to make me feel bad, I get off and I focus on what can I do to improve my business, or what can I do to grow in this area, instead of just watching it and getting down and then spiraling, right? So comparison and it affecting your self-esteem is a clear sign that you need to get off. I guarantee you that when you get off and you take that break where you're not comparing yourself, you will be so much more happier. You'll feel so much more thankful. You will feel just like, man, I'm thankful for what I have because I'm not comparing myself to what other people have, knowing I don't understand or know how they got there. So yeah, if it's affecting your self-esteem and having you comparing, it's time to take a break. I've said a lot of things or kind of like negative reasons why social media can be dangerous, but there are some good uses for social media too. I think it can be a good thing. And I also think it could be a really good strategy for us as believers to influence people, right? All of the rappers and people who are spreading lies and negativity on social media, they're being strategic and they don't have any shame in spreading these lies and all of this stuff. And I think social media can be used for us as believers to interject some truth, to show people what it's like to live for God in 2023 when everybody else is doing something different, to like put a positive message out there, like to spread hope. I think there's so many opportunities for that, and that's what I'm most excited about, to like be a light in a dark place, because we know social media can be dark, but then you find somebody who's spreading light and talking truth, and you're drawn to them and you want to know more about them. And ultimately, our goal should be to lead them back to Christ, or at least that's what my goal is. And so I'm excited about that aspect of going back to social media, because in these 8 months, God has just done so much inside of me that I'm filled up, okay? I'm filled up and I'm ready to share. I'm ready to pour out. And I think that is why he has like released me to come back after 8 months. And so, yeah, it's a lot of things that we can use it for positively. We just have to be intentional about making sure that it doesn't consume us while trying to do that, okay? Around the end of last year, I got locked out of my Facebook account for like 5 days. And y'all, when I say I was down bad, I was down bad, okay? I felt like I had lost some of everything, okay? My business not gonna be successful. How am I gonna do this? I gotta get on social media. I need to do this, I need to do that. And I was down. My mood, my attitude, everything was down bad. Y'all, I could tell, I think my family could tell. That was like the most impactful part for me. It's like, man, people can tell that something's wrong with me because I ain't got access to social media. That's a problem. And so when I got my access back, I was motivated. I was fired up. Like, I even noticed a change in my mood and my attitude, right? I was so pumped. And I feel like God was showing me, like, the only thing that should get you down that bad and make you that happy is me, right? I should be the only thing that you can lose and feel like you've lost everything, instead of like, not social media, okay? And so when he showed me that, I feel like he was leading me to take a break. Almost like, I want you to give it all up. If it gets you down that bad because you don't have it, you know, you don't feel that bad when you lose your Bible, or you don't feel down that bad when you can't get to church, but you down that bad because you can't get social media. Priorities are wrong. And I feel like he wanted me to come off. And y'all, when I knew he wanted me to come off social media for a year, I was down. I was like, Lord, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be lonely. How am I gonna interact? You know, I love talking to people and doing my thing. What are you doing to me, Lord? And so when I really knew, he confirmed in my heart that he wanted me to take this whole 1 year break, I was like, okay, Lord, I'll do it. And I ended up giving it up at the beginning of the year. And the only thing I've been doing this past year is YouTube. And I feel like he wanted me to show him that I could be consistent with YouTube. And so I made little goals for myself to stay consistent on YouTube. And I was determined to be consistent with that opportunity that he allowed me to keep, right? Keep doing YouTube, but I want you to be consistent. I want you to be intentional about it. And that's what I have been doing. And I have enjoyed it so much. Like, I did not want to come back. And I knew it was him telling me to come back now, when it was kind of revealed to me, because I didn't want to do it. I was like, I still got 4 months, Lord. And I want all my 4 months. I don't even think I'm going back at all. I don't even miss it. Like, I was not ready. And I really had to pray about it. I was fasting about it, y'all. I did not want to come back. And then he revealed to me, like, I've used this time to fill you up, to get your priorities straight, to show you where you had your stuff mixed up. And now it's time for you to pour out. It's time for you to do what I need you to do. It's time for you to execute. And when I heard the message after message and all these different signs that he was showing me about, like, it's okay to come back, I was like, Lord, this is you. Lord, this is you. So I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna execute. So I'm pretty fired up about coming back with this new energy, this new strategy, and the ultimate goal of leading people to Christ so he can draw me in. And so that's the goal. And that was why I ended up getting off, and that's why I'm coming back. So I'm back, okay? Okay, lastly, things that have changed over the past 8 months. I've gotten more comfortable with my own life and my own reality. Like I told you, I was not ready to come back. I ain't been worried about nobody's business. It's all about me and my family. We've grown closer. Like, God has just shown me so much in this time. Instead of waking up scrolling, I've been waking up to my word, figuring out, reading my word and studying my word. He even got me writing a book, which I'll be finishing up the draft of my book in October. And I'm at like 30,000 words right now. I got to get to 45,000 words for my book. Been doing that all month. Like, he's just been showing me a lot of stuff. So a lot of things have changed. I definitely feel like I've matured a lot more and shifted my priority in the right direction. And all of that has been because I haven't been distracted with being consumed by social media. I've been able to hear him so much more clearly, right? And instead of hearing all these different voices in social media, I've been focusing on hearing from God. And in these last 8 months, he's been speaking. He's been speaking and I've been listening. That's why I'm in this place right now, and it's amazing. And also, like, in these 8 months, I have been crushing my goals, y'all. I've been crushing my goals, crushing my, doing my resets every month, being intentional about how I wanted to spend the month, what I wanted to see come out of the month, and, you know, not being distracted or consumed with other people's lives has given me the opportunity to really focus in on my life and set goals for myself, achieve goals for myself. That wasn't necessarily happening when I was consumed with social media. So I gotta be really careful now that I'm coming back to stay in this same vein that God is leading me in, and not get distracted. So overall, I have just recognized how important it is to have self-control, how important it is to not get consumed with the things or the platforms that God gives us to spread his word or to do his work, and make him the main thing. Like, having control over myself, having some self-control has been the biggest thing that he's taught me through fasting and through the people in my life who've just been speaking into my life and encouraging me and pushing me. It's just been a beautiful journey, and I'm so thankful for these 8 months. I would encourage you, maybe if you don't start with a whole year like God forced me to do, okay? Start with a week, start with one day, you know, start with a day, start with a week, work your way up to a month. Girl, take a break, okay? God showed me, like, if I want you to make money, I don't just have to use Facebook. I can use Pinterest. I can use YouTube. I got avenues. I own the internet. I own this world. I can take you and do whatever I want to do with you if I want to do it. So don't try to use that as an excuse, is what he told me. Because I was like, but Lord, I need this for this. The whole world is mine. I got it. If I want you to have it, you'll have it. And if I don't, you're not going to have it, whether you got Facebook or you don't. Okay, Lord, very well, okay? So I just want to encourage you, take a break, get your mind right, figure out what you want to do with the next 4 months of your life, and be intentional about it. Take a week off at a time, a day off at a time, and see how much you're missing out on right in your own little life, okay? And your mind will be blown about how much your family, how much your spouse needs you and your energy and just what you have to give. So I pray that y'all just pray for me that I can stay focused, that I can not be consumed, because when I start something, I tend to be all about it. And I just want to make sure that I'm finding balance in doing this, so that I can honor God with what I'm doing and not get consumed and go down the wrong path. So I'm praying that as I recognize that's going on, I'll be able to stop and get back on track. But taking a social media break has completely changed my life, my mindset, and my perspective, and my ability to accomplish my goals and live more intentionally. So I just want to encourage you guys to do the same thing for yourself, for your family. And yeah, the goal is to lead people to Jesus. And so we here, okay? I'm here, and it's about to go down. All right, so thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope it encouraged you to take a break. I hope you can learn something from this. And if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and share with a friend that you think could benefit from doing it, and maybe you guys can do it together. And I'm excited for what it's going to do for you and how your family and all the people in your life are going to benefit from you making this sacrifice. Thank you guys. I love y'all, and bye.